And we have safely arrived on a Tuesday, 29th day of July, 2025. I'm Dan Coons. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's going to be a hot one in the old town tonight. It'll be 70 right now. We're going to be right near that 100-degree mark. We hit 92 yesterday, just as we predicted. Toot our own horn every once in a while. Going to be warmer than that today. It's going to be right around that super hot triple-digit possibility on Wednesday, and then things start changing. We don't want dry lightning. Lightning associated with thunderstorms, wet lightning, that's a little more, we can handle that. Dry lightning sucks. There's a chance of that Wednesday afternoon, and there's a chance of wetting lightning, so lightning associated with rain on Thursday afternoon and spilling into Friday. Things are going to get a little unsettled, but we have 2 days of rather hot weather, and then next week, whoa, we're going to go way down in the other direction. If you're not a big fan of really hot weather, wait till next week comes around. Details are coming up. There's a lot of news to get to. It's another busy day in the newsroom. They're not bored there. We'll let you know what's going on around the Wenatchee Valley in north central Washington. Sports, Mariners won down in West Sacramento. They knocked off the Athletics. Highlights of that: Apple Sox won. They had a Monday night game. That's pretty rare, but they're doing this road trip. They were in Victoria, and now they're in Port Angeles. Knocked off the Lefties. We'll talk about that. A couple of Apple Sox won the weekly awards from the West Coast League. We'd love to talk about that. And in the back half of the program, a couple of interviews with two of the male leads for the upcoming production of, are you ready for this? Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, the musical. You remember the movie back in the late 80s? They turned it into a musical, which played on Broadway and it also toured, and now it's coming to the New Performing Arts Center. It's a Jamie Donegan production. It opens on August 1st. John Merritt and Adam Eagle are the two male leads on a pretty funny, pretty rompy kind of show. You're going to like that. We talked to John and Adam yesterday on the stage of the New Pack. We'll have that for you in the second half of this program. It's time to see what we're looking like today, and we look something like this. Yesterday at this time, we had a few high clouds. Today, nary a one. Lots of sunshine. The high-pressure ridge is to the north of us, but it's big enough to keep everything out of the way for a little while longer anyway. 92 was our high yesterday. Our normal high is 90, so it was a little bit warmer than normal, but it's going to be a lot warmer than that today. First of all, we're off to a warmer start, and quite possibly that case tomorrow. Good morning to the valley from the Wenatchee Heights. Our second camera, I don't know until Josiah throws them up. Well, there's Billy Goat. We've been panning Billy Goat around a little bit. That baby is zoomed about as far back as it can possibly get, I think. I don't know if it can get any further back than that. That is a lot of real estate. How many square miles do you think that is? Way up above Billy Goat, 7,000 feet above sea level, roughly. That's a rough guesstimate. I used to know exactly what it was, and I've forgotten over the years. Good morning to Pateris, to Bridgeport, which you can't see, Brewster, which you can make out a little bit, and all the way up to Canada, which, by the way, is in the far left-hand corner of your screen, that little protuberance. That's Canada, Camera number 3. Hello, Kashmir. Good to see you. There's the Mount Kashmir Golf Course. You can see the fairgrounds and a good dose of Kashmir. Sunrise this morning was at 5:36. Sunset tonight, 8:38. Yep. 15 hours and 2 minutes of daylight. You remember on the first day of summer back on June 21st, it was 15 hours and 59 minutes of daylight, something like that. Now it's 15 hours and 2 minutes of daylight. It'll be 2 minutes and 32 seconds shorter today, well, than yesterday. And our fourth camera. Up to Lake Wenatchee, I'm hearing, according to Eric, who's been up a lot, Eric Granstrom, our sports director, our local angling nut, he says the sockeye season isn't going particularly well. It was going great guns last Wednesday and Thursday when they first opened up the season, but the weather hasn't been cooperating a great deal, and the things that I've been seeing on social media, though I don't really do it a great deal, is that it's been pretty rough going. But with the sunny and warm weather, and if the temperature of the lake stays consistent, maybe the sockeye will get hungry again. There are some boats up there at the top where the Little Wenatchee and the White River flow in to make Lake Wenatchee. Lake Wenatchee, plus there's a bunch of streams there as well. Thunderstorms, the good kind come with rain, the bad kind don't. And there is a chance Wednesday of some isolated dry thunderstorms, mostly in the mountains. So we're talking about isolated lightning strikes. There's not a big chance of it. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, there's very little chance of it, only about a 20% chance of some dry lightning on late Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night. But up in the mountains, which of course is closer to the sky, there's a better chance of seeing some dry lightning on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, there's a better chance of lightning associated with rain as we have some warm, moist air seeping up from the south. Temperatures are still going to be pretty warm. We're not going to cool down much on Thursday. We will cool down quite a bit on Friday. Best chance for thunderstorms here late Thursday afternoon into Thursday night, and they will be associated, if they come, they'll be associated with rain. The thunderstorms that are possible tomorrow night, unfortunately, are the dry cut type, and we don't want to do that. Our Tuesday tradition is the Climate Prediction Center, and here we go. Our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. This takes us from Sunday through Thursday of next week, basically August 3rd through the 7th. And as you can see, we have a very good chance of seeing below normal temperatures. So quite comfortable. We're talking lower 80s as opposed to lower 90s, which is normal this time of year. If you want the heat next week, move to El Paso. Why you would move to El Paso, I don't know. And as far as precipitation is concerned, maybe a little bit. As you can see, we have a very good chance of seeing above normal precipitation. I say bring it on. A week, say 4 or 5 days of cool, wet weather to start off August. I got no problems with that, folks. None at all. We need the rain. We're going to take a quick little 2-minute break, and by that I mean I'm just going to sit here while you get your cup of coffee. Oh, here's your weather. Yeah, I forgot about the weather. Yeah, I've been doing this for 9 years. I forgot about the weather. 97 today. We can safely call that hot. 72 for the overnight low, which means we'll get a head start on Wednesday, near 100. Not unheard of course, for late July. And then things start getting a little cattywampus. Just a slight chance of a dry thunderstorm, lightning strike anyway, on Wednesday night. Not too sure about that, but look how mild it's going to be. Because we're going to have a few more cloud cover, it's going to make it's going to hold the heat in a little bit. 75 for the overnight low Wednesday. Thursday, again, late afternoon, early evening, we have about a 30% chance of a thunderstorm. Still going to be hot. Chance of thunderstorm still hovers around Friday, but it's a lesser and lesser chance of a thunderstorm on Friday. And then we cool down rather comfortable Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. In fact, we'll be about 10 degrees below normal by the time we get to the early part of next week. Now we can take a 2-minute break, or you can. I got to figure out what it is I do for a living. We'll come back with the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. TourMosesLake.com and start your adventure today.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
Sunshine all day today. We're at 70 now. We'll be close to triple digits today, probably tomorrow. And then things change. Some instability in the atmosphere means the possibility of a pop-up thunderstorm Wednesday, Thursday, and spilling right into Friday. It's 10 minutes after the hour. An apparent impaired driver is suspected of causing a collision when the car he was driving and a semi-truck yesterday afternoon got together at the intersection of State Route 28 and Batterman Road. According to the Washington State Patrol, just before 5:30, 54-year-old Dagan D. Anderson of East Wenatchee was turning his 2022 Tesla westbound off Batterman Road when his car swerved into the eastbound lane, where it was struck by a semi towing a trailer. Anderson was transported to Confluence Health Hospital with undisclosed injuries. The two occupants of the semi were not injured. Anderson faces possible charges of DUI. The discovery of human remains at a Spokane homeless encampment have put an end to a 3-year Okanagan County manhunt. The sheriff's office says the remains are those of Dylan Harrington, who's been sought by police ever since the February 2022 murders of David and Geraldine Covey on their property near Chesaw. Harrington, who was 25 at the time, was accused of shooting the couple, then burning and concealing their bodies. The sheriff's office now says the bones found in Spokane back in April have been compared to both DNA from the crime scene and DNA samples offered by Harrington's mother and brother. Dental records were also used to make a positive ID. The case made national news. Authorities had offered a $10,000 reward for Harrington's capture. Okanagan County Sheriff Paul Boudreau asked the public to keep the Covey family in their thoughts and prayers. Police are investigating an apparent shooting that occurred Sunday night in Douglas County. According to Douglas County Sheriff Kevin Morse, deputies were dispatched to reports of a possible shooting near Northwest Empire Avenue and Goldcrest Street in East Wenatchee involving two vehicles at about 10:21 on Sunday evening. However, when deputies arrived, they found that both vehicles involved had fled, and then later, deputies were notified that an individual with a gunshot wound to the leg had checked himself into the hospital. Sheriff Moore says the incident appears to be isolated and that authorities will continue to investigate. A semi-truck tipped onto its side and spilled a load of cherries yesterday morning on Grant Road just west of Pangbourne Memorial Airport. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says the truck toppled just after 9 a.m. on the Grant Road curve just east of South Union Avenue. The accident, as you might imagine, forced authorities to close Grant Road between Union Avenue and the Urban Industrial Way roundabout until about noon. They had to tow and clean up a lot of cherries. Under Sheriff Tyler Kale says the driver of the truck was injured, taken to Confluence Health Hospital. His injuries not serious. The load of cherries, needless to say, was considered a total loss. A well-traveled route in East Wenatchee is closed this week for a storm sewer repair. A damaged stormwater pipe running beneath North Baker Avenue needs rehabilitation, and workers plan to install a sleeve into the existing pipe to create a new and durable water channel inside the old pipe. The city's Public Works Department began work Monday between 12th Place Northeast and 11th Street Northeast. That's expected to go on throughout the week. Meanwhile, a detour is in place. Cars seeking to travel the north-south route should instead use 11th Street, North Devon Avenue, and 13th Street. Staying at East Wenatchee, the city of East Wenatchee hopes a proposed public safety sales tax can help out its police budgets. The city plans an open house to share information about the measures from 5:30 to 7 o'clock tonight at East Wenatchee City Hall. The sales tax, which must be approved by the City Council, would amount to 0.1% or about 10 cents on every $100 purchased. It would not be applied to prescription medications, most groceries, gasoline, or the sale of vehicles. The tax is expected to raise about $550,000 each year if the council approves it, and the money will be dedicated to crime prevention and safety measures. The new revenue would also qualify East Wenatchee for about $125,000 a year in state grants to help with hiring and training new police officers. The landing of a rebuilt Vietnam War-era helicopter on Sunday afternoon was years in the making. The Wenatchee Valley Fire Department welcomed back a new and improved 1966 Huey helicopter to the Malaga Fire Station. The rebuild, which just finished this month, began in April of 2021 and cost just under $1.2 million. This is the second Huey in service for the Wenatchee Valley Fire Department. It will assist in the fight against wildfires. Our cameras were there, and we spoke with Chief Brian Brett and Fire Commissioner Phil Dormeyer yesterday on Sunday to learn about the aviation program and what it took to rebuild the helicopter.
Today is 4 years in the making of the build of a 1962 Huey helicopter. It was a green fuselage that we loaded up on a trailer out here in Malaga 4 years ago with all the inventory, shipped it over to Olympia to have it built into this beautiful helicopter you see behind me now. They're workhorses. The parts are readily available. They're still widely popular. The cost per gallon to drop is cheap. And in our case, we have buckets under them. Some of them have belly tanks, but we chose to have buckets. And that helps in the different fuel types. It works in both the shrub step grass that's running and in the timber. We shipped bins of parts over that all had to be refurbished and overhauled and all put together, all the wiring. 1,000 moving parts had to be put together from scratch. We are vulnerable at times to not having an aircraft in place. During the summer, we have an interlocal agreement with the Department of Natural Resources where they provide the pilot, we provide the crew members. They often provide crew members as well. But when we get a large fire anywhere in the state, the air assets are deployed. When they're deployed, oftentimes we don't have a helicopter come in and backfill, and we have wildland fires here all the time. So now we can bring in our local pilots and backfill this helicopter to protect our community and region. The primary pilots during the summer are employees of the Department of Natural Resources with thousands of hours of flight time, lots of them former military pilots. They are just wonderful at putting fires out for us. And then we have pilots that are full-time in the private sector that come fill in and staff when we need them as well. And they're fantastic. They go through all the same training that the DNR pilots go through. In fact, the DNR pilots train them and then check them off. Gary Shales, who's a full-time life flight pilot, but also a part-time pilot for us. They drove over this morning and he was able to pick it up and fly back with one of our helicopter managers, Gavin Burnett, and one of our fire commissioners who's been with the fire department for about 50 years, Phil Dormeyer. Commissioner Dormeyer has seen the aviation program start from nothing to what we have now. Now we have two beautiful Hueys in service.
We started the aviation at Fire District 1 clear back in the early 1980s, and with one Mike Romeo, and so it's been around for decades, as you can see, and so this ship was sitting in the hangar for decades. And so after the Sleepy Hollow fire, where we had trouble getting any kind of air support for that incident back in 2015, I finally raised the question, and I said, we've got this ship sitting down here in the hangar, and why don't we use it? Why don't we get it in service? Because if we're going to be facing these circumstances in the future, then we've got the assets, we've got the air assets, and so we should be willing to make an investment in them and use them. So today it's here, we've made the investment, it's available for all of us here in the community, and it's good. It's a great thing.
And that is what's going on in the Wenatchee Valley in north central Washington on this Tuesday. If you're interested in what's going on, we have a program for you. It's called The News. The NCWLIFE Evening News at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. That's the television air times, 5, 6, and 10 for you traditional TV viewers out there. For you non-traditional TV viewers, in other words, those who don't actually subscribe to a cable company or whatever, you consume it all on your smart device. We'll have the news on the World Wide Web on our homepage, ncwlife.com, right around 5 o'clock, on our YouTube page right around 5 o'clock, and a link will be posted to our Facebook page, because that's just the kind of people we are. And if there's something out there you think might be newsworthy, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Mariners win, Apple Sox win, Seahawks don't play for another couple of months. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
The Surf and Slide Water Park is open from Memorial Day through Labor Day. Surf and Slide is located in the heart of Central Washington in Moses Lake with activities for all ages and abilities. Check out Surf and Slide's Flow Rider Surfing Simulator, Lazy River, 2 200-foot water slides, tube slides, and diving boards. Our children's area includes a Treasure Island water structure, splash pad, and baby octopus slide. For season passes, visit us online or find Surf and Slide on Facebook.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Such a good time together, and it's only just begun. Got loud guitars, a little out of tune, but they ain't got a girl like you. And I know I'm all over the road, and I can't help but go. Little bit of left, little bit of right. It's hard.
22 minutes after the hour, Louis Castillo, he was good. He allowed just 1 run in 7 innings. Josh Naylor hit his first home run as a Mariner in Seattle. Beat the Athletics 3-1 last night. Castillo gave up 5 hits, had 4 strikeouts. Andres Muniz pitched a scoreless 9th inning, his 24th save of the year. For Josh Naylor, he becomes the first Mariner player ever with 4 stolen bases in his first 4 games with the club.
A lot of Mariner fans roaming around here in Sacramento. Game 1 of 3. Josh Naylor wallops this out to right field. Way back to the berm and gone. Josh Naylor's first home run as a Mariner gives them the early lead. He wasn't waiting around.
He was absolutely hunting that slider from Sears. He's like, what is this thing? What do I do with it? I carry it down the line. Somebody take this from me.
As the pitch is swung on, hit foul down the right field line, slicing on Carlos Cortez, and that will actually, it goes back into fair territory. Cortez makes the catch. Wow. Again, Bermuda's triangle down there. It looked like it was slicing into foul territory, and it came back into the field of play. Great job by Carlos Cortez to stick with it. He hasn't played in this ballpark before tonight. What a play by Cortez. Wow. And the inning is over.
Naylor, a big jump, throw to Kurtz. Kurtz skies it on a line into left field, and Naylor gets into third base. And Naylor, who stole 2 bases yesterday, gets his 4th bag already as a Mariner.
Look at where Naylor is. He knows that Kurtz is going to be throwing to that inside part of the bag because the first baseman where he's playing, that is where he's throwing to second base. He's not throwing across the runner. He's throwing to the inside.
Over the last 7 games, the Mariners' batting average with runners in scoring position begins with a 0. Garver, fly ball. This seems plenty deep. Butler gets chased back out of the warning track and makes the catch. Naylor trots home. Exactly what the Mariners were hoping for. A little situational hitting. They take advantage of an error and a sac fly by Mitch Garver. 2-0 lead. Here is Brent Rooker. Is this? Oh, diving catch. Williamson lays out and takes the hit away from Brent Rooker.
It's hard to see his cape, but look at this. Superman laying out for this line drive. It wasn't hit particularly hard off the bat, but certainly in the hole there between short and third.
Now the 3-2. Line left field, base hit. Williamson full steam ahead, hits third on his way home. The throw to the plate, headlong slide, he's safe. Cal Raleigh, an RBI base hit into left field. It's 3-0. The A's have him loaded. Lefty batter Tyler Soderstrom. On the ground, Williamson tackles it to third with a hop for out number 3. Ben Williamson keeps the Mariners' 2-run lead in the 8th inning and gets them off the field.
His ability to get down on the ground and then get back up. Look how far off the line he is playing with the lefty up. That's a really good job. His range over there at third base is really impressive.
A's down to their final strike. And there it is, 98 up in the attic from Munoz. He slams the door in the 9th inning, and the Mariners take Game 1, 3-1, the final score.
Munoz continues to be great against these Oakland A's. Make that 5 innings where he is not allowed a run against them. Castillo, on a night that the Rangers and the Astros lost, he comes out, gives you 7.
Game 2 of the series tonight, Logan Evans pitches for the Mariners. Luis Severino gets the ball for the Athletics. First pitch in West Sacramento at 7:05. Good news, more good news. Astros lost, Rangers lost, and the Mariners won. We'd like that. There's the Mariners knocking out the Athletics. The Nationals slipped by the Astros 2-1, and the Rangers lost to the Angels. So the Mariners are now 3 games back of the Astros, and the Rangers are now 4 games back of Houston. The Wenatchee Apple Sox batted around in the 5th for 3 runs. They added 2 more in the 9th to pull out a 5-2 win over the Port Angeles Lefties last night. Game in Port Angeles at Civic Field. Izzy Madriguera went 2 for 2 to bump his season average to .426. That's the best in the West Coast League. The Sox and the Lefties play again tonight. 6:35 first pitch. Easton Brooks will be on the mound for Wenatchee. Scores, it was a Monday, only 3 games, but it does give us a chance to update where we are as far as the Apple Sox making the playoffs. If they want to make the playoffs by winning the second half North Division title, they got some work to do. They trail Edmonton by 1 game. Edmonton trails Bellingham by 1 game, and Wenatchee trails by 3.5 games. Better chance perhaps to get a wild card. Wenatchee and Victoria are tied 1 game back of Edmonton. The winners of the first half and the second half, and the 2 teams with the best overall records behind those 2 teams all make the playoffs. Right now, Wenatchee would be on the outside looking in, but we still got baseball to play. And speaking of Izzy and Easton, WCL Commissioner Rob Nyer recognized both players as the Players of the Week honors. Brooks was recognized for his 7 innings of relief pitching against Edmonton on July 23rd. The right-hander struck out 9, did not allow a run to get the victory. As far as Izzy, he hit safely in all 6 games last week for Wenatchee, including 4 multi-hit efforts. He batted .462. That's 12 for 26 with a double, 13 RBIs, and 6 runs. And speaking of Apple Sox baseball, they got 3 games in Port Angeles, and they're back home this weekend for the final home series of the regular season against the Bellingham Bells this Friday. There's only 8 games left, folks, and we're going to have that game for you Friday night. The lovely and talented Eric Granstrom and the even more lovely and even more talented Brandon Schmitten with the call. We'll have it for you. First pitch at 6:35. We always encourage people to go to the ballpark, but if you can't, we'll have it for you right here. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. Happy National Chicken Wing Day. It's National Lipstick Day. I'm wearing my favorite right now as we speak. It's International Tiger Day. Maybe I should have done that one. But who's kidding who? Lasagna. Who doesn't love lasagna? Now, why lasagna, associated as a comfort food, is celebrated on July 29th is beyond me, but lasagna is good any time of the year. It is National Lasagna Day. I love lasagna. I don't know anybody who doesn't love lasagna, but making it is a royal pain in the butt. It just is. So I always try to tag along with somebody else who's making lasagna. Lasagna means more than 1 sheet of pasta, so if you think about it, if you're a linguistics expert, lasagna is plural of lasagna. So I don't know really what that means. The most expensive lasagna, by the way, will run you about $100 a slice. It's sold at Portofino's restaurant in Las Vegas. Why is it $100 a slice? They put flakes of gold in it. No, I'm going to pass on that. But homemade lasagna, one of my siblings, my sister CJ, makes homemade lasagna that I could just take intravenously. It's so good. But yeah, making lasagna is labor intensive to say the least. But boy, that looks good, doesn't it? It's the bottom of the hour. Today in history, after a hiatus of 12 years, because there was a war, World War II, the first Summer Olympics to be held since 1936 opens in London, July 29th, 1948. Here's B-roll of the opening ceremonies. B-roll, I'm using a little television talk there. The 1940 games, which weren't held, were supposed to be in Tokyo. They moved it to Helsinki, and then they just canceled it altogether. London was supposed to host the 1944 games. They had other things going on. The two losers of World War II, Germany and Japan, were not invited. Italy was. I don't know why. The Soviet Union was invited, but they decided not to participate. They just sent observers. Only one major snafu at the games, and that was the 400-meter relay, won overwhelmingly by the United States. They won it by 18 feet, the 400-meter relay, but the judge ruled that one of the U.S. team members had passed the baton outside of the passing zone. Well, as you can see, this is one of the first Olympics to be professionally filmed and photographed. So even though the U.S. team was disqualified, all the medals were handed out, and then the national anthems were played, and there you go. And then the United States officially protested the ruling. A couple of days later, after the films were developed and the photographs were developed, they took a look at the pass of the baton, and the judges decided, you know what? It was a legal pass, and the United States was actually the gold medal winner. This was like 3 days after the event. So, you know, what it must have been like. The British team had to give up their gold medals and get the silver medals, which had been given to them by the Italian team. The Italian team got the bronze medals that had to be given up by the Hungarian team, and the Hungarian team didn't get squat. Anyway, that was 77 years ago today. July 29th, 1973, 52 years ago today, Led Zeppelin wrapping up their third and final show at Madison Square Garden in Midtown Manhattan, and it was the final show of their tour. 33-date North American tour in 1973. While they were playing at Madison Square Garden, somebody breaks into the safe at the Drake Hotel. That's where the group is staying. The Drake Hotel is a top-flight Manhattan hotel. Whoever broke into the safe made off with the gate receipts from the shows from the previous 2 nights. Cash, $202,600 in cash taken from the safe at the Drake. It belonged to Led Zeppelin. Also, their passports were stolen. Led Zeppelin's tour manager was questioned, later exonerated. All the employees at the Drake were questioned. They were all exonerated. The crime never solved. If you see $202,600 laying around in Midtown Manhattan, it might belong to Led Zeppelin. And there are weddings, and then there are weddings. That's my invitation, by the way. That's it. That's the invitation I got to see Charles, the Prince of Wales, and Lady Diana Spencer get married at St. Paul's Cathedral in London 44 years ago today. 750 million people watch this on television. That's a lot. Here's some footage of the wedding of the century. They had it at St. Paul's Cathedral in London because it was the biggest church in London. 3,500 people actually attended in person. Another 750 million people watched it on TV. All the big heads of state went. When the president of Gambia attended the wedding, the Gambia Socialist Revolutionary Party attempted a coup d'etat. Didn't work, by the way. How many wedding cakes do they have? 27. 27 wedding cakes. Diana, by the way, is the only royal bride to omit the word obey from her wedding vows. Of course, turns out neither Diana nor Charles did much obeying while they were married. The ceremony lasted 4 hours. Now, traditionally, of course, the father of the bride pays for the wedding, right? That's the tradition. Well, the wedding cost an estimated $48 million in 1981. I don't think Lady Diana Spencer's dad had $48 million laying around. I'm sure somebody helped him out. $48 million wedding. That's $110 million, by the way, in today's money. Does anybody here object to the wedding? No, they didn't do that. Okay, let's do some birthdays. We got 2 heavenly birthdays. The great Charlie Christian, the first great electric guitarist. They took the electric guitar, they turned it away from rhythm, made it lead. He put him in front of the Benny Goodman Orchestra, and for 2 years, everybody went, wow, electric guitar, lead electric guitar. That's pretty cool. And this was a long time ago. This is the late 30s. Charlie Christian, the music lives on, the first really good, if not great, electric guitarist. He didn't live very long. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on merit in 1990. Peter Jennings, one of the big three back in the day. If you watch the evening network news, you had Dan Rather on CBS, you had Tom Brokaw on NBC, and you had Peter Jennings of World News Tonight, the anchor from 1983 until he died in 2005 at the age of 67. His show, World News Tonight, ended up dominating the ratings. After the September 11th terrorist attacks, he was on the air for about 90 hours straight, basically for the rest of the week. And the stress of it caused him to resume smoking, and he would die of lung cancer at the age of 67. Ken Burns is 72. I watched his very first movie over the weekend, The Brooklyn Bridge. Good. Statue of Liberty. Of course, what made him a celebrity was the Civil War, the 1990 documentary, and then baseball, and then jazz, and then the war, and the Roosevelts, and the Vietnam War, and country music, and pretty much every decent documentary on PBS produced by Ken Burns, who is 72, and he shares an exact birthday with Geddy Lee, best known as the lead vocalist, bassist, and the occasional keyboardist for Rush, and he is a dang good bassist. He's 72. Somebody should probably tell him. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsor. How's your AC holding up so far this summer? Mine's okay. You know why? I had Alpine Air check it before it got hot, and now my house is cool. But if yours is on the fritz, always your first call. Mike McNarty's advice is reminiscing about good old times can sometimes not be such a good thing. He'll have that, and then two of the leads for this year's Hot August Night's production of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. You'll hear from John Merritt and Adam Eagle. Two great conversations and a great show coming to the Pack. Coming up this weekend, they'll join me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle, more of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Settle in for summer savings on stressless furniture at Boswell's. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on stressless recliners, sofas, and accessories. Plus, save $50 on stressless Laurel and Mint dining chairs or home office chairs. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNarty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, Bruce Springsteen is a Jersey boy, and that's pretty cool. But his song, Glory Days, always kind of bothered me. I always thought it was depressing, particularly the line, well, time slips away and leaves you with nothing, mister, but boring stories to tell of. Now, this is my goal. You know, I never want my glory days to be behind me. I always want them to be something ahead. No matter how old we get, I think we ought to need to keep stretching ourselves, keep trying to top the good stuff of our past. Glory days? Maybe sometime tomorrow. This is Mike Mad Dog McNarty, and that's my opinion.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. The annual Close for the Classroom event, hosted by Serve Wenatchee Valley, will be held on Saturday, August 9th at the Columbia Grove Covenant Church in East Wenatchee. The goal is to provide 1,000 children with new clothes for the upcoming school year. Registration is ongoing and is limited to those students in the Wenatchee and East Moss school districts. Use the QR codes to register, donate, or volunteer, or go to Serve Wenatchee Valley's website.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers. Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
Welcome back to the program. If you look at the cast list, by the way, for Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, a lot of well-known names, a lot of local thespians. All of them have some sort of theater experience. It's kind of a given. Introduce yourself to our television audience.
I'm John Merritt. I'm playing Lawrence in this particular production.
We talked beforehand. You have not seen the movie Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Have not.
What about any of the Broadway productions when it was moved from an actual comedy movie to a musical?
I saw one with John Lithgow doing the performance as Lawrence and stuff, and it was fabulous.
A lot of stage time for you. You're on stage more often than not in this production.
Yes, which is a little different for me. Normally I have a come on, get off. And this one is really kind of fun because it's been a long time since I've had tons of stage time. But it's fun.
Did you audition, or did somebody say, please take this role, we want you to have it?
Yeah, somebody made me audition. Yeah, everybody auditions, go through the whole thing. And that was a fun part too. Doing the auditions, you come in, you sometimes really don't know what to expect with a hot August Nights audition. But you come in with a song that you've prepared and something like that, and then they'll ask you questions kind of like this, and then you'll go on and Christine says, okay, dance for me. And it's like a puppet. So we did that. But the fun part about it was that everybody that was auditioning, we were like having a party back there waiting to be called. So it was just a lot of fun sitting around waiting.
So what is the biggest difference between auditioning for a Hot August Nights production, which is a smaller footprint, smaller cast, as opposed to, say, a big music theater Wenatchee kind of production? What's the difference in the audition process?
The audition process is pretty much the same. It's just that with the Hot August Nights, this is my second one. With them, they'll come with some off the wall stuff every once in a while to see how you can expand yourself or how you react to a certain situation. That's about the only difference I've seen. It's just, yeah, it's getting up and auditioning for anything to me is frightening.
Talk about your director. What's is she like? This is your script, and these are your songs, and this is your mark, and don't deviate from what I told you.
Oh, she's a tyrant. she just the whips out. Everything's just, oh my God, it's just terrible. No, I love her. She just brings such a joy to this whole environment, and it's just I love you. It's a thrill to be working with you, and I had a chance to actually meet her on the last Hot August Nights, and so she has just been right there and so complimentary to everybody in the cast, and just brings and lifts everybody up. It's just, she's phenomenal.
Do you like the character of Lawrence?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I do. He's a fun character to play, and he's a very straight-laced kind of guy, but then he gets to have his fun too.
Yeah.
So come see the show, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
What about what's your best talent? Is it acting? Is it singing? Is it dancing? Can you do a little bit of everything? Or I'm really good at this and not too good at the other two disciplines?
I'm not the best one to ask for that, but I know I am not a dancer. I look at these fabulous people on the stage doing these dances that she's come up with, and it's just like, I'm in awe. I'm in awe. I mean, I have little things that I can move back and forth and do my little bits, but it's just like not a dancer. Singer, yes, I've been doing that for a long time. Acting, I can remember my lines most of the time, but as far as dancing, I'm not a dancer.
What are the challenges of doing a show in this kind of setup? The footprint of the pack is basically cut in half. The audience is right on top of you.
Yes.
Quite literally. It's a much more intimate setting. Does that change the way you go about your craft when the curtain rises on the first?
I think it does. You come out and the audience is not just an audience. They are actually part of the show. So you're going to be reacting with them, interacting with them, doing things like that. It's not like you're on the stage way back here and they're way out there and you're going, hi. You're right up front with them, and it's just so much fun. And just, there are times when we will have to push them out of the way too, but that's another story.
One of my favorite questions to ask, and I'll close it with this, John. 5 minutes before the curtain rises on August 1st, you're ready to go. Rehearsals are done. Everybody is set. Tech, everything is done. What's going through your mind 5 minutes before the curtain goes up on August 1st?
I'm probably going to be right back there getting ready to, 5 minutes before the curtain, we're actually sitting here. But before I come out, I'll be back there and I will just be going through everything and just doing getting myself calm, getting myself relaxed, and then getting myself into character and building that up. And that's a big part of it too. Once you put that costume on, the character really starts to come alive.
Adam's going to join me. What do I need to ask him?
I'll leave that up to you. There's some questions I have for him, but that's another story too.
John Merritt, one of the leads in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, the musical, which opens on August 1st. One of his male cohorts will be joining me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Such a good time together, and it's only just begun. Got loud guitars, a little out of tune, but they ain't got a girl like you. And I know I'm all over the road, and I can't help but go. Little bit of left, little bit of right. It's hard.
You got a chance to meet John Merritt, one of the leads of Dirty Rotten Scoundrel. He gets to share some time and some pretty juicy lines with this guy. Adam, introduce yourself to our television family.
Oh, hi. My name's Adam.
Great
Adam
job.
Eagle.
Great job. When you're not doing this, what do you do? I should have asked John that. What's your real job?
I sit at home with a basset hound and do data analytics.
Ooh.
Really exciting stuff.
So,
yeah.
What is it about, and you're not alone, there's a lot of you folks in theater that their jobs themselves, I'll use an example, Mark Belton, whose job isn't really the most exciting job in the world, and yet he gets all his creative juices out by being so heavily involved in theater. Same deal with you? I mean, data analytics and theater don't necessarily lend themselves to the same skill set.
No, I think what my problem is I have clown blood. And if I don't have an outlet for that, then it just spills everywhere.
Why don't you just become a clown?
Well, it doesn't pay very well, Dan, unfortunately.
Yeah, talk to Luke. Elbow will tell you that. I mean, by the way, he's available for weddings and bar mitzvahs.
Cool car, too.
Yeah, great car. Talk about the casting. How'd you land? I mean, it was like just show up, read your lines, and then I want you to play this role. How did Christina put you in this where you're at?
Well, it was 2 nights. The first night, it was just a big mishmash of people hanging out, and you waited for your name to be called. You had a song prepared ahead of time. You went in, sang the song, and I don't know if I want to give away all of the, because there are a few surprises, things that I wasn't prepared for, that really, I think, brought out a little bit of my personality in a way that wouldn't when you just go into an audition, because again, you are sitting and waiting, and you see 50 people, and you're waiting, and you're just in your head the entire time, because you can only go through your practice song so many times. And then when you get in, all that anxiety is there, and you've got a lot of people staring at you, more people than I thought were going to be in there looking at me, and you just go. And then they ask you a couple questions afterwards, things that you don't expect, and it kind of, gives them a sense for who you are and what you can do.
Did you know that you did good? I mean, when the auditions were all said and you were waiting for the callback, you thought, man, I think I might get a role here.
No, I was terrified. And there were so many great performers who were going in for the Freddie role. That once I saw them walking in, I've been out of town for so long, but I still remember these faces from when I left, these like titans. And I was watching them come in, and every time I saw them, kind of brought a little more realistic feeling to me of what my chances were. But I forgot your question.
What's the capital of South Dakota?
South Dakota, capital.
It's Pierre.
It's Pierre?
It's Pierre. You and John have chemistry when you guys started getting into the rehearsals, and your other co-stars as well. But you guys are together a lot, and then you're not, and then you're back together again. Talk about I don't want to give away the plot. We want people to come see the show. Talk about you and John and the kind of chemistry that you two have to pull this off.
I love John Merritt. I love John Merritt. He's such a pro. Shows up on the first day with all of his lines down. An amazing singer. Despite what he says, a very good dancer. Terrific actor. Working with John is no. I would tell you he was awful. If I could tell you a lot of people who I think are awful, but John isn't one of them. He is a tremendous person to work with, and when you are acting with somebody of that caliber, it makes it so easy. It's so much easier to be pulled up to the level of a pro like that.
I asked John the same question. I'll ask you the same question. It's just before showtime on the 1st, so it's opening night, and you're 3-4 minutes away to a packed house here at the Numerica Pack. What's your mindset? What are you going through? How do you prepare to take the stage and give them a show?
5 minutes before I go on stage, I'll do a quick checklist. Is everything where it needs to be? And this is probably the 3rd or 4th time I've run through it. And the answer is everything is where it needs to be, yes, every single time. But you go through that one more check, and that's kind of your last chance to feel any anxiety or worry. After that, it all just kind of goes blank. And the muscle memory and all of the practice and the training take over. And an hour and 45 minutes go by, and you come back.
Have you performed in a venue like this intimate, or are you used to something maybe a little larger with a bigger audience, and you don't have to worry about people can actually see the hairs in your nose?
Yeah, I've done very, very large venues, but nothing is better than something like this. When you could look to every angle, see somebody, they catch every little look you make. When you're performing to a big group of people, you've got to be kind of over the top and but you can use a lot more subtlety when you're in a group like this, when you're so close to the audience, when you can hear them breathing. It's so magic.
Freddie, you like him?
I love him.
Do you?
Yeah.
How much does Freddie exist in Adam? It's a legitimate question.
You know, Steve Martin was a hero of mine growing up. And that came down, that was like a familial trait, was loving Steve Martin. The first album I ever got was Let's Get Small.
Well, you are old.
It was a hand-me-down.
Okay.
It was a hand-me-down. But yeah, I'm old. And I think a lot of the character is in me because I would start walking in just the clothes that I wear regularly. And Christina would say, wear that in the first act. Okay. And I'd come in with something different the next day. And that seems like a good closing act, closing scene outfit there. So at least in my attire, I'd say I'm pretty close to it.
Well, break a leg, as they say, my friend. I'm looking forward to it. Tickets, by the way, are going fast. I mean, don't procrastinate. Don't even put it off. Don't even put off procrastinating. Get it done. Opening night, August 1st for Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, the musical. This year's Hot August Nights production, produced by Jamie Donegan. And we'll talk to that gentleman, too. Ta-da.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to Blueberry Hills to experience some real treats. Take a look at our homemade cream pies, our amazing cheesecakes, and don't forget our famous banana pudding. Remember, we're more than just great treats. People come from all over the world to experience what has been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at MerryMaidsOfWenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. So relax, it's done.
.68 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley. We hit 92 on Monday. Going to be warmer than that today. In fact, it's borderline hot. The one thing we have an eye on is lightning. There's a possibility of dry lightning tomorrow night. Things are going to start changing and to see a little more instability in the atmosphere. Dry lightning is not good because there's no rain associated with it, but there is a chance of some dry lightning Wednesday. And then for us, lightning with thunderstorms, which is the better kind, is a possibility on Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. So there is some chance of some lightning associated with rain, which we badly need on Thursday and Thursday night. But we got to get through Wednesday night because the lightning there in the forecast is not going to be associated with any kind of thunderstorms. But on Thursday afternoon and Thursday night, if we do get lightning, thunderstorms will be associated with it. So hopefully no new fire starts. No lightning at all would be probably the best scenario, all things considered. From the National Weather Service, that way if you don't like the forecast, you can blame the government. It looks something like this, 97 degrees. I think we can safely call that hot for the afternoon high, and the relative humidity is going to be down there quite a bit. 72, that's it for the overnight low tonight. Wednesday, very late in the day, we're talking 7:38 when we start talking about the possibility of some dry lightning. Outside of that, still going to be hot. Thursday, there is about a 30% chance of either showers, thunderstorms, or both obviously in the hottest part of the day. Thursday night, that chance remains at about 30%. Same deal with Friday, but we start cooling down on Friday. And then a significant cool down on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday with temperatures well below normal. That's it for us. Have a good and safe Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.